Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Paper Mario. In the last episode, we learned from somebody, I think it was Toad, that we need to talk to Merlin, and his house just happens to be right here, so let's go ahead and try and get in here and talk to him. Merlin is out! I'm finding that a little bit hard to believe because somebody just yelled at me from the other side of this door, so let's pester him a little bit. Why do you keep on knocking? I'm telling you he's out! What the? Why is someone sleeping in front of my house? Wait a minute, that face seems very familiar to me. Oh, maybe, no. Yes, it must be, you're Mario. I've been waiting for you. You should have come earlier. Well, you're here now, come in. Thanks for the hospitality after you pretty much just knocked the absolute living crap out of me onto the ground here. Where to begin? My name is Merlin, I'm a wizard. When I was reading the stars the other day, an oracle came to me. What I discovered is very important, and it concerns you. But before I tell you about it, there are other things of which I must speak. It is a very long story, but I'll try to shorten it. Where should I start? It was in the old days. One of my ancestors was up on Shooting Star Summit, and as usual, but one day it happened. Suddenly a great appeared in eyes, standing face to face. Then the far away the pious was raised me up was amazing. I was still so young then, but I believed, but our hearts were, and then so... And that is all that matters. Huh? Hey, Mario, were you listening to me? Oh yeah, I was paying very close attention there, Merlin. Oh, alright. So anyway, that is why I am able to help you. Man, that actually sounds like a really cool story, and I kind of wish I was able to hear it. If you get lost during your adventure, you can come to me. I can predict the path you should take for a small price. Right now, your main goal must be to save Princess Peach as quickly as is humanly possible, but according to my second sight, your path must first take you to the great fortress of the Koopa Bros. To reach the Koopa Bros fortress, head east on the road in front of Toad House. Well, actually, that is some pretty good information here, because otherwise, I don't know if we would have known exactly where to go. We probably would have had to fumble around a little bit. Unfortunately, over here, though, there are a couple of ruffians blocking the path. Let's go ahead and talk to who appears to be the main, ringleader of the group here. You don't want to go out there. It's way too dangerous. Going to Koopa Bros fortress would be a huge mistake. Definitely don't go. Most of all, though, you shouldn't go ask Old Man Merlin for help. That would be really bad news for us. I mean, you. Don't even think about it. Well, that sounds like exactly what I need to do there, because if we don't go talk to Merlin, we won't be able to get through there. And one thing that is actually kind of cool is that if you talk to them before you go talk to Merlin, I don't think you have to come back and look at the Toads again. You can just go in his house and he'll know that you already talked to them and they are a problem. But I didn't do that in this case, so let's go ahead and tell Merlin that there is an issue out there. Come again? Strange toads blocking the east side of Toad Town? That shouldn't be. That's ridiculous. Such a thing has never been heard of. Never. I'll get to the bottom of this. Follow me over there. I'll see what's going on. And no matter how long you wait in here, Merlin will pretty much always be like right there. And you can actually run faster than Merlin walks, so you can always get there before him. Always thought that was kind of funny as well. I told you that you can't pass. Take off. You aren't toads, are you? We don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, what gives? Ask anyone. We're just cute, ordinary toads hanging out. Reveal your true selves. And I believe if this is what I think he's about to do has something to do with lightning, I always thought that the effect that happens here was actually pretty cool for the Nintendo 64. See, that wasn't like that impressive, really, but I don't know why I always thought that was kind of cool there. Just as I thought, you're the Koopa Bros. How'd you guess it was us? We were perfectly disguised, except for the fact that they had black, mushroom tops there. Shucks, black, yellow, green, we retreat, for now. And when you put it that way, black, yellow, green, it reminds me of the Axum Rangers from Mario RPG. Mario, those imposters were none other than the Koopa Bros. You must pursue them to their hideout, the Koopa Bros fortress. Oh, Mario, there's one part of your fortune I haven't revealed. To get to the Koopa Bros fortress, you'll need help from a blue-shelled Koopa. This is a strange portent. Actually, I don't remember. I remember that word, not knowing what that was when I was a kid. So that's kind of funny that I like get flashbacks from that. In Koopa Village, we will be able to find that blue-shelled turtle, or Koopa, or whatever he just said, and he actually is pretty helpful. And here we have Chapter 1, Storming the Koopa Bros Fortress. I thought it was kind of cool as well. I seem to be saying I thought it was kind of cool a lot lately, that the beginning of each chapter gives you an outline of the boss usually, and I think I remember seeing, I didn't mean to do that fight right here, but I thought I remembered seeing up in the top left there was like an outline of the star or spirit that we're going to be saving here. So it's pretty cool how they give you a little tiny bit of foreshadowing, I guess. And we definitely don't want to be doing any head bonks here on the spiked Goombas. But luckily, since we have the action commands, we don't have to worry about taking so much damage from these spiked Goombas. And speaking of enemies, on this path right here, there are new enemies that are, I believe, Koopas, actually. And it's kind of funny that the Koopas, it seems like in the last episode, or a couple episodes back, here we have the Dizzy Attack badge. A couple episodes back, we had a Goomba in our party attacking Goombas. Pretty soon, we're going to have a Koopa in our party attacking Koopas. So this episode, or this game, is all about, I don't even know, I don't want to get into symbolism or anything here, but it seems like it's kind of cool how they, if they give you a party member, it seems like they always make you attack, or maybe in the early game, I don't remember if it's like this in the later game, I don't think so, but they make you attack the whatever type of enemy it is. Let me try and explain this a little bit less stupidly. Whatever party member you get, whatever species that is, usually you'll have to attack some enemies that are very similar. Now, speaking of Koopas, you can't really use the hammer on them if I remember. I can go ahead and try. I seem to remember this not doing much damage. Well, apparently it does one. But actually, I think what I do remember, what I was remembering, is that if you jump on them, it doesn't do any damage. It just knocks them on their back. But if you use the action command, you will be able to jump on them and attack them in one turn, like so. Well, actually, he's already down. But when I get back to Goombario over here, he will be able to use his head bonk attack to, one, knock him on his back, and do an extra bit of damage there. So if not for action commands, we would be able, or not be able to do quite as much damage. And guys, that is an HD PVR failure right there. If you have never, or if you haven't been part of the channel for a long time, back in the Ocarina of Time days, the HD PVR would just always crap out randomly. On my screen, it says no signal and all that kind of stuff like that, and I was able to edit it together pretty well. Unfortunately, that happened right there, so hopefully it's not too weird. Now, this part, since we've taken care of that Koopa, not that that was actually required, we can go ahead and hit this blue switch right here, which will make a bridge pop up, and this is just kind of highlighting the fact that it is a paper game, the fact that it kind of unrolls like that. Now, here's a fairly clever little trap right here. If you look up there, you can see a Goomba with a spike on it. There's not really any point in cracking that block right there. You don't get anything from it. It's really just a trap. Now down here we have a star piece that we can't quite get yet, but we will be able to get it fairly soon actually. So that's one of those items that, unlike some of the earlier ones we've seen, we will be able to get pretty soon. Now back here we have a sleepy sheep, and I think we already had one of those, and we're getting kind of close if I remember on item. I think you can only hold 10 items, so we're getting kind of close on our limit there. So if I get into another fight, I'll probably just waste one of the sleepy sheeps, because I hardly ever use those anyway. Now I believe, yeah, this is the area right here. Speaking of getting low on items, here there is a honey syrup, and I think when we go into the Koopa town down there, or whatever they called it, we will be getting extremely low on item space, so I'll definitely have to clear some area out in my bag, or whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm not sure what these are called, like candy canes or something. I thought maybe the sign would say, but if you run around this one, you get a nice little tune, and it will throw hearts out at you. So I want you guys to listen to this tune right here. I thought it was kind of cool. I'm not sure what tune that is, or if it's any specific tune in particular, but I always thought it was kind of cheery, and I guess it's kind of fitting that running around an innocent-looking little candy cane thing gives you a nice little tune and gives you hearts as well. So back here we have a couple of these blocks, and this for some reason reminds me of the 23 is number 1 thing in Ocarina of Time. I'm not sure why, because it doesn't really relate at all. I guess it's just the fact that you have to hit these in a certain order. If you go left, right, and center, you get a red thing, or red block back here, and you get the attack effects B badge, which I actually don't like at all. Let me go ahead and equip it just to show you what it does. I think I mentioned this when we went to Merlot's little shop. If you equip these attack effects badges, they change the attack sound effect, and I don't like this one at all. For some reason, that was just always so annoying to me. I just never really even bothered to equip it. And speaking of not bothering to equip anything, I hardly have anything equipped in here. I guess I only had that power jump badge from a while ago. But here we have the Koopa Village. Can it be? Are you Mario? Welcome to Koopa Village. I wish we could really welcome you, but we're in big trouble. Can't you see what kind of madness is going on? This village is in an uproar because of the Fuzzies. You do know what Fuzzies are like, don't you, Mario? I have one on my face. They look like this. Mean guys, they're really naughty. And I can see how naughty they are because they just took his shell off and he's all but naked here. Oh no, stupid Fuzzy, get back here with my shell! I'm not sure with what inflection you're supposed to interpret that as. It's all wavy and stuff like that. But speaking of the Fuzzies and the little problem they have here, you can help them out by, for instance, giving this guy his shell back. You can get the other guy's shell back over there, the one that talked to us originally, by, you know, just hitting with your hammer, like so. I'm not sure what the point of this is, because I've done this before. I've gotten everybody's shells back. I have destroyed all the Fuzzies in the area, and you don't get anything from it, so I'm just not even going to bother. But there are, yeah, I was going to say, I think there's a dried mushroom here somewhere, and it just happened to be there. There's probably, yeah, I was going to say, it seems like every time I'm about to say what's in it, it happens to be that item. Some coins around and stuff like that. And over there, there is actually Chuck Quizmo. Wasn't exactly expecting him to be here, but he gives you quizzes, so let's go ahead and talk to him. Quiz! Chuck Quizmo's the name, and quizzes are my game. You want quizzes? I got them. If you can manage to answer my brain-busting questions correctly, then... Yahoo! I'll give you a star piece. Want to try a quiz? I guess so. Now, I believe there are 100 star pieces in the game. I'm not entirely sure on the number, but a vast majority of them come from this guy right here. Question. What is the name of Goombario's younger sister? That was Goombaria. Correct! Congratulations! Here's your star piece, and that is one of, I believe, I think it's like 64 of the star pieces in the game come from these quizzes like that. And as you can see, he just appeared right here. It's pretty random if I remember correctly. He doesn't just show up all the time. I've been here before and he wasn't there. So it's kind of funny that the first time I come to Koopa Village, he was just standing right there waiting for me. Might as well go ahead and save because it's kind of easy, but there is a mandatory fight coming up that is not really, like I said, not really hard, but you definitely don't want to die. Because these Fuzzies, even though they are called Fuzzies, they latch onto you and suck your HP away, so you gotta be careful about that. Now, it's not, like I said, not important to do this, but you can walk up to this guy and hit him with your hammer. If you try and run at him, he runs away and you'll never get him. But I'm not sure why. I think it would have been really cool if they gave you something for saving all of these. You would think it's like an urgent thing. You need to help everybody, but that is not the case. Now, here somewhere in one of these bushes, there are, I believe, leaves or something like that. There we go. A Koopa leaf, and I'm surprised I still have room. I bet you I'm, like, at the limit of bag space here, but this house looks like it is bouncing over here, so let's go ahead and examine what's going on here. Who's there? I'm kind of busy right now. What? Wait, could it be? Aren't you Mario? How does everybody know who I am? You are. My name's Kooper. Oh, I'm so psyched to meet you. Us meeting here has got to be fate or something. I need a huge favor. I hope you'll help me out. This wild Fuzzy took my shell, which, next to my life, is the most important thing I have. I can't go out without my shell, period. Way too embarrassing. He's standing in front of his house right now as we're speaking. The problem is, the Fuzzies are too fast for me to catch alone. So if you don't mind, can you help me get my shell back? I'm begging you. Hey, Mario! It looks like he's in a bad way. We ought to help him out. The Fuzzy that took my shell is just inside my house. I'll guard the door while you grab him like whoop! And I always thought it was kind of funny how they have shirts on underneath. I guess it would be too risque for a Mario game if they had nothing on under their shells. That is a really weird sound effect, but I'll give it a try. Mjork! And he runs away, so you have to actually go on a little wild goose chase here. It's not really, like I said, too hard. I seem to be saying that a lot, but that is like a... I'm not even sure what you would call that, like a mainstay of this series. None of the games in the Paper Mario series are that hard at all. And I think this might actually be the hardest one in the game. I remember having a decent time beating this game as far as difficulty. Mjork! Come get it if you can, yeah! That... Who said that in Mario RPG? That was... Boyer said that, and if I remember correctly, it means something like... cat or meow or something in Japanese, or something similar to that. But here we have a little mini game where we have to follow where he's jumping in the trees. I can only guess that it would be random, but actually, I'm not sure if it's random or not, but it's fairly easy. So let me go ahead and do this real quick. Hopefully I kind of lost track of him here, but I think he's in this far one to the right here. And there he is. Meow, no! I give Uncle! At first, I was like, Uncle, what are you talking about? Then I realized that's sort of a saying for giving. I'm giving up. Here, take the stupid shell. I don't know why he wanted it in the first place. You're too tough for me. I won't be bad anymore, I promise. Maybe. That was a pretty ominous looking maybe, so let's go ahead and just peacefully walk out of here. Mario, there you are. I realized I have to take a stand against these Fuzzies. If I can't get my own shell, I'll lose my reputation. I don't even care that I have no shell on. I'm gonna show those Fuzzies what's what. We already got the shell back, and we have to give it to him, unfortunately. Oh yes, yes, this is my shell, alright. Oh yeah, got my shell back, You didn't really do anything, Kooper, I'm sorry. You're the greatest, Mario. I owe you big time. Good to hear you're happy. Say, Mario, I have an idea. Do you happen to know Professor Colorado? I guess that's how you pronounce it. It looks like Colorado. Naturally, he's a Koopa who's a professor of archaeology. He's also known as an explorer. Right, well, I live next to him. I've been admiring Professor Colorado ever since I was in my egg. Nothing would make me happier than traveling the world, solving mysteries like he does. So, do you think... Please take me with you, Mario. Oh, hell, come on, let me go. What do you think, Mario? I guess we're gonna have to take him. I'm not sure what happens if you say don't take, but I imagine, like I said before, and I believe Koopa Village or whatever, it's probably just a text cycle until you actually say yes. I swear, I, Kooper, will follow you anywhere, even to the ends of the earth. And we get Kooper, who's a little bit more useful, I believe, than Goombario, especially in this fight coming up, and you'll see exactly why in just a second. I changed my mind, sucker. How about a fight? And that's not even a fair fight, because he calls upon all of his little fuzzy friends there. I believe if we use a power jump, though, one of them will die at least. And there we go. Now, Kooper has an ability called Power Shell, but the only thing is, it uses a whole lot of FP, especially this early in the game. And later in the game, you're probably not going to be using Kooper too often. So that's why I think... I'm not like a game designer or anything, but if I had made the game, I would have made the Shell Striker, I already forgot what it was called, I would have made it take a little bit less FP, because you're probably not going to use it that often. Even though later in the game you can upgrade your partner's abilities and stuff like that, it's still not really all that useful, because I think maybe in the next episode we're going to be getting our next party member, who I think is a little bit more valuable than Kooper in the first place. And we get a whopping 12 star points for that. Hopefully they aren't going to give us too much more of a problem here. New York, oh, we'll be good, we'll be good. Well, that was actually fairly anticlimactic right there. I thought they were going to be a little more annoyed that they lost there, but now that we have Kooper, we can get this HP Plus, I believe it is. HP Plus badge, which I don't even know if we have enough badge points to equip that in the first place, and we do... But we would have to unequip Close Call and Power Jump, which I don't think I want to do right now. But there is one more item. If you guys remember that star piece I showed you at the beginning of the episode, we could go back and get that. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and save it for the next episode, or even the episode after that, because we're going to have to pass that eventually anyway. So, and there's not anywhere we can use those star pieces in... Oh, wow, speaking of star pieces, I don't remember that being there. But there's no place we can actually use star pieces on the way to the Koopa Bros Fortress or whatever, so there's not really any point in going back to get that right now. But I want to thank you guys for watching episode 5 of Let's Play Paper Mario. It looks like this was a little bit longer than the episodes have been recently, but that is another thing. I want to know if you guys like the shorter episodes or the longer episodes, because it seems to be a little bit of a mix of each in this Let's Play. So I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Paper Mario, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.